Hi boardies, welcome to Amass Games. My name is Simon and today I'm going to talk to you about the top 50 board games most played according to Board Game Geek, the website we're looking at right now, for the month of May 2021. Now, it's very hot. I hope you're also healthy and well. Let's crack on and I'll tell you a little bit about some other games that I have been playing with this horrible boring background I've got. There's Poo Poo Pet, which I've been playing, which is a bit like Cobra Paw. Check out the video for that. It's a dice fastest finger first kind of game, dexterity game, similar to likes of Roll For It, which you might have played. There's another game, this is a roll and write called Knock Mal So Good, which is a sequel to Knock Mal. So if you want to check out that, that's coming to the channel, and you might have already seen some videos for that too. And once this has gone out, there actually will be a review probably tomorrow. So depending which day you're seeing this, if you're watching this today, hello. If not, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to, of course, check out next month's video for this, as well as other videos coming soon. Add your comments and descriptions as well down below. And finally, hit that like button to show me enjoying the content. Lastly, My City. Now, this has just dropped off the top 50 list, which I'll talk to you about in a bit. A legacy game, which I have played the finished version of the game as well. And I'll be playing on Father's Day with my father, and it'll be quite a short game to play. It's in about 8 minutes to play. So let's tell you about what's dropped off this list. Q-Birds was in at 38, that's dropped off. That was on Board Game Arena, which if you watch previous videos that I've been doing, you'll notice that it has actually been very influenced by Board Game Arena. My City, which is the game I talked about, in at number 40. We have Cubitos, which was again on Board Game Arena and still is, I believe. And Great Western Trail in at 47, that's dropped off as well. There are some new entries which we'll be talking about. We have one game from this year, 8 from last year, 10 from the year before, 9 from 2018, and going back in that order, we have 5, 5, 3, 2, another year of nothing for 2013, 1 in 2012, and 6 from 2011 or earlier. So in at 50, we have Ticket to Ride Europe. Again, I'll tell you now that this is my least favourite of all the Ticket to Rides, about the 19 or so that I've played, and that's due to the push your luck element. As much as I like it, I don't like it with Ticket to Ride Europe. So that is in at number 50, and then in at 49, again, that does have a legacy version. We have Clank. This is just the standard edition of Clank. So talking about Ticket to Ride Europe, it was the third biggest faller. This has dropped down by 3 positions, Clank, a deck building game. And then in at 48, we have Space Base, the 4th highest new entry has come back into this list. And yes, it was 11 positions lower prior to this. So it has jumped up again. It has been in this list before, in fact, a total of 16 times. We have Arkham Horror, the card game, the 2nd biggest faller, the 3rd time most spent playing. Very much a very common game to play either solo or as a 2. And now we come on to, I think, the only game in this list which is a purely solo game. It was initially a print and play game. I haven't played it yet. And this is the Czech Games Edition, 3rd highest new entry. And then another game from Czech Games Edition, a game I love, which we'll be playing as well on Father's Day, and this is dropped by 1 position. The game code name, the 2015 Splendor game, winning game. And then Parks, a game I haven't played yet, it's the 2nd highest new entry. And for some reason we've gone past Love Letter, apologies for that. That was the 2nd least time spent playing and popular on Board Game Arena. But yeah, Parks is the 2nd highest new entry and it has the least time spent per player. So I did actually sort this out in advance. Oh, there's Parks, apologies, it missed it around. Okay, and then we have Sig's Nimmt. So this is very popular in Board Game Arena as well. Most games Board Game Arena are now turn-based. Most of my games are also now turn-based. And we have Jaipur, the 2nd edition. And the artist actually is the same artist who did Trois, the same artist as Elise. And yeah, very interested to continue playing Trois and try and win a game, having just kind of learned it finally yesterday. So look forward to playing that in person as well. And we have Viticulture, the Essential Edition, so 2nd least time spent per player playing, and James Stigmeyer created this game, who also has an interesting kind of background like this, which isn't very interesting at all. And not that that's a bad thing, it's inspired me to think, right, I don't need to have a great background, at least where I'm presently sat. We've gone for the quiet room here, which unfortunately means quite a drab background, unfortunately. But if we move on to the next game, in at 39, we have the 3rd highest faller, and that's Root. Despite the fact that there's an app out now, maybe people aren't logging their plays on that, even though you might use an app to log your plays. Railroad Ink Deep Blue Edition. Now, Railroad Ink is a game I never highly liked. I found it's too luck dependent on that final roll of the dice to see how you can get on. I finally actually have won a game of it. The Board Game Arena implementation I do like very much. It has an undo feature. It doesn't automatically assign the dice where you might legally want to place them, which is usually a better shout. But another reason why I think it's jumped up this list. I do prefer the yellow edition as well, which is a better distribution of dice. The green edition is coming soon, so you can check out the review on, again, you can check out Amass Games on Board Game Geek to see what I've been rating for these games. Fantasy Realms, this is now nominated for the Spiel.digital. I have played this, I played this a few years ago. It's now got a new edition and it's out in the German language, hence the nomination. And it's the third most plays per player and the highest new entry. And there's a game which you'll see later on the list, spoiler alert, and that's Red Rising, which also is in the same kind of universe and people are playing both. Now we have the Isle of Cats, a game I had played about a month or two ago now, and it's the third least time spent per player, so maybe it's dropping off a bit, but there is another cat game in this list. Whereas Brass Birmingham is still doing the rounds, it has dropped down by 4 positions. Still one of the highest rated games that isn't a legacy game on Board Game Geek as a listing. Point Salad, another game I'm really keen to play. It's jumped by 11 positions. I haven't seen anything other than the physical version, but keen to play. And then Just One, the 2019 Spiel.digital game, which I think I mentioned I have played way ahead of release. I played an under construction kind of prototype, which is really highly received. And it's the second highest riser, so the least time spent per playing though. So I think lots of people are starting to meet up now and doing that. Whereas Red Rising, it's dropped by 6 positions, and that's the game I just mentioned a moment ago. So now we're on to That's Pretty Clever. Again, there are other versions, there's 3 out, and again, you've got, my opinion, a better game here. Same artist, Leon Schiffer as well, by the way. This is Wolfgang Warsch, it's dropped by 3 positions. And then we have Marvel United. Now, I haven't played this, it's the biggest faller this month. So those who like Marvel went for it, and I don't know, they're playing it a bit and that's it, but it is the biggest faller. And then we also have Beyond the Sun, which has jumped 10 positions. A game I have played, I definitely haven't mastered by any means, by Dennis K. Chan and Rio Grande Games, a space themed game where you're kind of building your own tech tree, and it's kind of tech tree the board game. And that's on Board Game Arena, again, highly likely to be influencing this. Also now, in an alpha at least, the Castles of Burgundy has dropped by 6 positions, but I think that's going to change once it's fully on there. I think we'll easily see that on Board Game Arena making a difference. And then we have the game that's now 6th highest rated of all time. Well, first we have Scythe, which is 14th highest rated of all time, and it has dropped by 3 positions, another Stonemaier Games. But then Jaws of the Lion has dropped 2 positions, but again, 6th highest rated of all time. I will be probably starting this game next month after finishing the Jack the Ripper campaign. Okay, well that's halfway through the list. So again, I hope you found this of interest. Again, hopefully look forward to the next one. I'll be bringing it a bit sooner, so probably the 2nd week in the month of July for the June edition. And let's crack on with 25. So Draftosaurus, a game that Jamie Sigmar actually talked about. So this particular game is that we actually had Res Arcane, apologies for that, didn't change any positions. This has dropped 1 position, Draftosaurus, 3rd least time spent per player. Fine, it's an okay drafting game. I don't think it's a bad drafting game, it's definitely drafting. Yeah, I mean, I was playing 7 Wonders yesterday and it was just a great experience playing on Board Game Arena, having played the 2nd edition for the first time on there and played it a number of times and keen to play it 10 times in person. I'll be playing it again hopefully tomorrow alongside Star Wars Unlock and other games, I think Mysterium. So now we have It's a Wonderful World. It seems to be staking around here, it's doing a great job. It's gone up by 6 positions, and Patchwork, which is like My City, has dropped 3 positions. We have Dune Imperium, which I'll be playing soon. I've heard it's best as a 3. I think we're going to be playing as a 3. And that is the highest riser. So that's quite interesting. Up 27 positions. Then we have Sagrada, a dice placement game. A bit like, well, Trois, to be honest. And that's dropped 2 positions. And then we have Gloomhaven. In fact, another dice placement game, also by one of the Sagrada designers, Daryl Andrews, did the Artemis Project, which you can check out on this channel. And you can check out the playlist as well for all dice-related games or everything to do with this top 50 playlist. So check out the playlist down below to see what this one's in. And of course, all the other playlists. Then we have Gloomhaven, as I mentioned. It's up by 2 positions. It's the 2nd time most spent per player playing. And I know there's a new delivery of the Kickstarter with Frosthaven. Maybe that's coming out too. And here we go, the Cat Game. That's currently, I think, the highest rated on here. It's the 3rd highest riser, up 14 positions. Whereas the game that I think is a bit too abstract for me and very highly rated as a solo game, or played a lot as a solo, up 3 positions, Spirit Island. There is 7 Wonders. It doesn't talk about the 2nd edition, so I don't know if people are logging it online and doing it that way. And then we have Cartographers, up by 1 position. So that is still going on, this flip and write game. And then we have Nidalavia, which I think I've only seen online. I don't see any other positions ever talked about. Up 3 positions at 14. Welcome to third biggest faller in the number of players, again on Board Game Arena, as is King Domino, up 1 position. And then we're into the 11th position at Carcassonne, second biggest faller in the number of players. I know some people are logging the Inns and Cathedrals. And then at 10, a game I haven't played yet, Marvel Champions, the card game. Most plays per player, most time spent playing, haven't played it yet. And at 9, the game Everdell, where people rush to get. I've played it, deluxe edition, sold it very quickly. And the fact is, I found it way too light as a worker placement game. There wasn't enough control to try and block people, potentially, is one way of looking at it. And then the Quacks of Quedlinburg hasn't changed any positions over last month, again by Wolfgang Warsch, and the Spiel.digital's Game of the Year. Interestingly, and again coming back to Everdell, I don't mind not having to block people, but I felt like there wasn't. It didn't feel to. It seemed like it should be gelling that way, and it didn't. The Crew, keen to play more of the Crew. Second most time spent per player, so that's doing well, and it has dropped by 1 position, as has Seven Wonders Duel. And now I don't know if there's going to be a new version of that. But there's going to be a drop as well for Azul, the Spiel.digital's winning game as well, and that came out in 2017. And then in at 4, a massive jump in the number of players, up 6 positions. Again, it's on Board Game Arena now. And then in at 3, also on Board Game Arena, the third biggest gain in the number of players. I finally have won at this game, not that I've spent necessarily too long, just trying to really understand, can I do this, can I do that? Right, okay, so you do need to go up that track. You need to keep an eye on the monsters occasionally, and make sure you focus on that middle tier of digging as well. I have tried out the snake track as well. I liked it. I didn't win at it. I haven't won at it yet. But I like the game. It's a bit too convoluted. 7 out of 10 though. Very good game. It might win the Kinderspiel. I'm not sure though. Terraforming Mars, and at 2, no change here. Second biggest gain in the number of players. That's with the big box just come out. So everyone's playing that. And again, still keen to be trying out that and the various things with it. And then no change again for this position for Wingspan. It's been here like 26 months now, and 29 months in this top 50 list. Well, I hope you found that of interest. Again, please let me know, and again, I'll be bringing you the next one next month, along with many other games I'll be reviewing, unboxing, previewing, and playthroughing until then. Any questions? Thank you very much.